So let's all just take a breath. Come into this space, into this place, whether you're here virtually or physically, and just connect. Connect to yourself, connect to each of us, connect to God. May the words of my mouth and the meditation of all our hearts offer honor to God and good to the world. May it be so. You know what? It's going to be easy. I stand before you today with a strong awareness of our ancestors. Our ancestors in this place. I remember and honor those who worshipped and worked in this very place, but also the thousands who worked, played, worshipped in the ward that surrounded this church for many years, and also those who surround us now. In the realm of good news and of ancestors, of course, it's when you get those pop-ups that block your text. Tell us what the advertising you want on that. In the realm of good news and ancestors, First Baptist Church, which is now located over on Huron Street, began its life before us in 1826, just over here at Victoria and Queen Street East, where St. Michael's Hospital is now. 200 years of Black witness was marked this week. This quote from the CBC story shares a glimpse of why and how it was founded. After local white churches imposed impossible standards for former slaves to attend worship, he said, 12 men and women who had escaped through the Underground Railroad started their own, led by Washington Christian, a former slave from Virginia. At that time, it was called the Colored Calvinistic Baptist Church. No, I'm not previewing our Black History Month service. I'll leave that for those who will lead us on February 22nd. However, I think it is because it's Black History Month that this news made it into the public realm this week. Their important anniversary triggered my remembering of the British Methodist Episcopal Church that was located on Chestnut Street, again, right close to us. And it had me thinking a little bit differently about our scriptures. I will pick that thread up in a little bit. So Matthew's Gospel, short and sweet today. It's about salt and light. It can feel familiar, simple. But there's actually a fair bit to reflect on, especially when it's paired with our Isaiah passage. The simple part is that in order for salt to make a difference, you must use it. And light must be placed somewhere its light can be cast, not hidden. We know that Jesus' words lead us beyond the simple and into expectations of how we are to be in the world. A few years ago, my father-in-law was on a no-salt diet. His phrase was, "If it tastes good, spit it out." That phrase has stuck with me, and it was reinforced during the pandemic times when cooking videos became popular in my house, and the pasta and potato waters became more heavily salted. Salt works in tandem with other ingredients to enhance the flavors in our lives. 2,000 or more years ago, it was about preserving the food. They did not have 6 different flavors of salt in their spice cupboard. Finishing salt on the table was probably an unknown term. So when Jesus spoke about being the salt of the earth, it was about making a difference. That salt preserved the food. It made it available to feed people into the future. And that light, put it up on a lampstand. In one of the readings I read preparing for today, I was reminded that if you're in a very dark place, it does not take very much light at all to make a difference. Listen again. You are the salt of the earth. But if salt has lost its taste, how can its saltiness be restored? It is no longer good for anything, but is thrown out and trampled underfoot. You are the light of the world. A city built on a hill cannot be hid. People do not light a lamp and put it under a bushel basket. Rather, they put it on the lampstand, and it gives light to all in the house. In the same way, let your light shine before others, so that they may see your good works and give glory to God in heaven. We are salt and light. We know how to be God's people in this world. It's in our DNA. We are beloved children of God, equipped to make a difference, to live fully with dignity. We may stumble. In fact, I know I stumble. We may forget. But then we can come back to God, to community, and together reflect God's light into this world, into a world that threatens to overwhelm us with its brokenness and pain. When the new courthouse was being planned over on Chestnut Street, the outline of the old British Methodist Episcopal Church, which is another historical black church, was discovered. And I use that word in quotation marks. And many artifacts were retrieved. This could have simply been another dry historic chapter in the city's life, a file put in our archives. But people with history and connection to that community told their story and insisted that it be preserved. This was in 2016, and Anique Jordan created Mass at 94 Chestnut to capture that history. It was an art exhibit that was on display at the AGO, and that project included photos taken in this very sanctuary, in this space. The salt and light of those ancestors calls us to remember and to tell the stories over and over again. On the Holy Trinity email list this week, questions were being asked about aspects of our history. Who has slept here? Who has danced here? So the housing of Vietnam draft dodgers and the housing of those on the move because of the Depression in the 1930s, those stories got remembered again. Hospitality, sense of place in the heart of this city, have defined us for generations. It is the path. It is the fast that this place has chosen. To be present and active where we find ourselves, in the moment we find ourselves. The questions we will explore over the next few months in surveys, at the vestry annual meeting, in the monthly vestry executive committee meetings. What is our work now? What are we to do? What stories will be told on our 200th anniversary? How will our strategic thinking, our care for neighbors and pride of place reverberate into our future and the future of this city? Thankfully, our Isaiah passage is a bit of a teaching story. The prophet speaks to the people. Is this not the fast that I choose? To loose the bonds of injustice, to undo the straps of the yoke, to let the oppressed go free, and to break every yoke? Is it not to share your bread with the hungry and bring the homeless poor into your house? When you see the naked, to cover them, and to not hide yourself from your own kin. Then your light shall break forth like the dawn, and your healing shall spring up quickly. Your vindicators shall go before you. The glory of God shall be your rear guard. Then you shall call, and God will answer. You shall cry for help, and God will say, here I am. So is this a clear guidebook? You are salt and light. Just go do it. Just do it. You will reflect God in the world. Unfortunately, we know it's not that simple. These are not easy actions. They take time, money, care, plans, and skills, and also partners. If we go rushing around and completing these tasks without attention to those to whom we are doing the action, or with whom we are completing the action, it's worse than not doing anything. Damage happens under the guise of helping. Remember how the flavor of food is enhanced with salt as one ingredient. The Isaiah passage is about actions done together. Words like sharing and offering, references to the intention of your fast, are found within this passage. It is a call to dedicate ourselves to a practice of fasting, a practice of intention. There are times when we do need to bow our heads, to refrain from food or work or other activities, to reset ourselves as individuals and sometimes as communities too. And then there are other times for working. Cue the soundtrack to Everything Turn, 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 a 60-year-old song by the Byrds, covered by many other artists. Or quote Ecclesiastes, to everything there is a season and a time to every purpose under heaven. These words are many centuries older. or a prayer associated with Bishop Oscar Romero, written in 1979, that has shaped me through my faith and justice journey. It helps now and then to step back and take the long view. We are workers, not master builders, ministers, not messiahs. We are prophets of a future not our own. Words spoken, written, and shared in distinct generations and times. But all those words call us back into community. They affirm our place within the cycles of life. There are plans within us and plans beyond us. Those plans are not done alone today, are not done alone. Today's scriptures, music, prayers, the embodiment of our community here and now, ground us in a place where we can claim our birthright as children of God who are salt and light. And it is from this time and this place that we will discern a way forward. What stories will be told of Church of the Holy Trinity in 2047 or 2097? I wonder.